comprehending, you're not trying to understand, you're not trying to understand the implication of what you're reading. Okay, and you will end up making errors with that. Using short forms of phrases on social media, we always kind of do that. How that is harmful? Using chat language, you start to use unconsciously, you can end up using chat language or social media language in formal communication, and that can become that can become a problem that you do. Okay, I remember particularly once that tagging someone. Okay, you are tagging someone on the WhatsApp, and the person had in their WhatsApp name lots of different icons. Okay, and I ended up tagging that person, and when I tagged that person, it was red with a lots of icons. So the kind of message it threw up was unbelievable. Like, you couldn't get it. So you can't use these kinds of things. We had to tell the student concerned, the intern concerned, that you cannot put this kind of emojis in your WhatsApp WhatsApp name. And because if someone tags you, this is how it's going to be read. It it isn't suitable for formal communication. Okay, so you can end up using that kind of language in formal communication. Obviously, when you are using chat language, grammar is thrown out of the window completely. Okay, I have seen this. I've seen this being used because grammar is thrown out of the window. And when you end up using that language in formal communication, it can become really problematic. I want to talk of some grammatical mistakes I have frequently seen because you know so many write-ups will have this. This is the first one, and it is widespread like a disease. I can't understand how this happens, and this is across the board, whether it is NLUs or like normal law colleges, or it's a first year level students, it's a qualified lawyer. Excessive and random use of capital letters. Why do you need to capitalize company in an article? Like in an agreement, it is understandable that you have defined certain terms and you need to use it that way because that definition means something in an agreement. But in a write up, in an article, why do you need to capitalize this? So, excessive and random use of capital, only proper nouns are capitalized, or the first word in the beginning of the sentence will be capitalized. And there are rules to how some words are capitalized and how some words are not. But this is randomly used, like, it's a very, very widespread disease. Many write ups, many write ups have seen this. Okay? Excessive and random use of capital letters. And I had a manager who will ask to rewrite the whole thing once again with a tag. It will just put a post-it on that write-up, and he will say that just remove all of these capital letters. I hate the proliferation of capital letters and just rewrite the whole thing. So this is one very widespread disease. Yeah. You see when you are writing, you will end up unconsciously making some things capital, okay, where they are not required. You will end up doing this. Need and needs. Oh my God. In WhatsApp communication, this is like uh, widespread. Again, another widespread disease. Okay, so it is I or you need, but he, she, or it needs. Okay, and always you will find that he need to. Okay, and she need to. This is widespread. Okay, it is very irritating to read, and it is like it is visible, you will see that. Or you needs to, that is also wrong. Another one which is widespread, right? A and N. Okay, FIR. Do you use A before an FIR or N? If you have to write an FIR or a FIR, what do you write? What is the rule for using N? Okay, the normal rule is that where you have vowel, where you have the word beginning with a vowel, you put an before it. Okay, so an orange, okay, like that, an apple. So you put an before the word that has a vowel. But what about FIR? If you're writing FIR, do you file a FIR or an FIR? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And use before vowels. And FIR. Okay, Meg is saying and FIR because of vowel sounding words. So that is it, right? So if the sound of the word is is same as a vowel, okay, so F has an E kind of sound beginning with it, so then you use and before it. Okay. If you are writing the full form, but first information report, then you use A. Okay, so A and N, people end up using it correctly. Quite, this is what I have seen as widespread. Okay, errors in sentence structures. This is, for example, this is a sentence that I do, like, just to show you. Today, startups have a lot of legal requirements. They need lawyers to meet this. What's the error in this sentence? Or how would you write it better? Okay, how would you write this in a better way? This is sentence structure. Okay. So your proper sentence would actually be, nowadays startups have a lot of legal requirements, then full stop, and then you say they need lawyers to meet these. Okay, so it has to be split into two. There is a comma, but actually you can see that you can break it into two sentences. These are not phrases, they're capable of being made into sentences of their own. Okay, and instead of today, better uses nowadays. Okay, and this is something a lot of people end up doing. Sentence structures, people will end up making mistakes in sentence structures very, very, very frequently. Using pronouns without indicating to whom they apply. This is another widespread issue that I have seen in write ups. The buyer did not pay to the seller. It, first of all, it shouldn't be to. Buyer did not pay the seller because he did not agree with him. Which he is this and which he is this. So you don't know. And if you are writing agreement, this can become very ambiguous. Okay. In agreements, I have found this. Okay, so there is a he or she that is used without indicating exactly to whom it applies. These are some widespread. And I want to exit and I want to show you one exercise that we do in our English course, which deals with these kinds of things. Okay, so this one is on native speaker mistakes. So recognizing, understanding, rectifying. So this is, for example, one of the exercises, as you can see. So you have to think of these similar words and what their meanings are, and you have to use it in a right sentence. Okay. You can choose an antonym of a word to make a sentence if you state the meaning of the sentence. Fine, you make it. But just look at that. Discrete, discrete, elude, elude, eminent, imminent, ensure, ensure. These are some words where people end up making using the wrong word from this lose and lose. Oh my god, this is so common. And it's in its. Okay. So these are very, very these are words where people end up making errors on a very in many circumstances, in many situations. So therefore, this is one of the exercises that we do, which can kind of improve the usage.